There are, at this point, an almost infinite number of pixelated bullet hell roguelikes competing for our attention. Ever since Vampire Survivors cracked the code, everyone has been trying to replicate its formula. So why do some of these games break through while most sit quietly in their shadows? BallxPit or BallxPit is a masterclass in how it's done. Because on paper, this game has absolutely no right to be as good as it is. You're not wielding swords or spells, you're not thrust into a deep, meaning-filled world, you're just bouncing balls off of walls. And yet it works because it stays true to the core elements that make this genre succeed. The first of those elements is simplicity with depth, and BallxPit executes on that philosophy almost perfectly. At its core, the mechanic couldn't be simpler. You shoot balls, they bounce off walls, they kill enemies, those enemies give you XP, and that XP lets you unlock new balls or upgrade existing ones. That's it. But the depth comes from how these systems interact. You can combine two balls together to get a unique effect, and then further combine that ball with others to give it even more modifiers. With the right combinations, your balls quickly become absurdly powerful. These effects stack with items and other balls, and before long, your screen begins to look like this. What starts as a controlled, readable experience gradually escalates into beautiful chaos, not because the game overwhelms you with complex mechanics, but because it allows simple mechanics to compound naturally. On top of that, each character you unlock meaningfully changes how you approach a run. Their unique modifiers push you towards different strategies, giving the game far more replayability than its surface simplicity suggests. The next thing BallxPit does really well is game tempo, balancing high-intensity gameplay with more relaxed moments in between. And it accomplishes this through its unique upgrade system. Instead of relying on a traditional skill tree, BallxPit wraps progression into city-building mechanics. To unlock new characters, upgrade stats, or generate more resources, you have to rebuild the city of Balbalon from the ground up. If you want a new character, you don't just click a button, you build them a house. And you build that house by literally bouncing your workers into it during harvesting, which naturally incorporates city building into the overall flow of the game. It's unique, it's charming, and it introduces a slower tempo that complements the rest of the game really well. It's a bit like Loop Hero, but I think BallxPit does it better, largely due to the visuals and how resource collection is handled. Because of this system, high-intensity runs are broken up by more relaxed moments of city management. And if you don't care much for that side of the game, you can do what I did. Just shove everything into a corner, maximize resource density, and move on. That said, it's still pretty fun to watch the harvesting happen. The next important element BallxPit succeeds at is having a solid endgame. Once you beat a level, you unlock a faster version of it, beat that, and you unlock an even faster one. Each tier rewards you with small passive bonuses tied to that specific stage, which increase based on the characters you complete it with, as well as the speed tier you finish it at. This does two things exceptionally well. First, it allows you to engage with the game at whatever pace you prefer, and second, it keeps the challenge relevant. As you master ball combinations and synergy, the game responds by increasing speed, pushing runs closer and closer to their breaking point. It's a super clean, elegant way to scale difficulty without bloating the design. The core game never changes. You simply start trying to speedrun it. Now, some people may say this is a con and boring, but guys, this is an indie bullet hell roguelike. You're kind of expecting too much. The penultimate thing BallxPit gets right is how easy it is to return to. When stepping away from a roguelike like Hades 2 for a while, coming back can require a noticeable readjustment. It's mechanically demanding, enemy patterns matter, and it often takes several runs to regain familiarity. That's also why I haven't spent much time with Hades 2 recently. Games like that often require sustained engagement to really get the most out of them. BallxPit doesn't have that issue, for good or for bad. The mechanics are intuitive, the runs are short, and the game feels immediately familiar even after time away. It works really well as a filler game, something you can jump into, enjoy, and walk away from without losing momentum, similar to Nine Kings, which I've also reviewed and recommended on this channel. And finally, the ball-shaped cherry on top. The developers have already announced 3 free updates planned for the first half of 2026. New characters, new buildings, new evolutions, and of course, more balls. I always appreciate when developers continue supporting a game not to endlessly monetize it, but to reward players who actively engage with it. I'll likely be taking a break from BallxPit for now since I'm nearly finished with New Game Plus, but I'll definitely be revisiting Balbalon when those updates arrive. If you've played BallxPit before, let me know what you think down below in the comments, especially which ball combinations or characters you end up gravitating towards. Until next time, take it easy and game on.